My name is James Williams Jr., and this is part two of me chiming in on the Michael Jai White beating Bruce Lee shit. Like I said in the other video, I'm not knocking Michael Jai White for that. I'm not knocking him for taking it back. I'm still a fan. Would love to actually be in a movie with him. That shit's never gonna happen. But let's keep this shit real. I was talking about judo and how it was made for people small like me to throw around people. And I mentioned shoot fighting with the Chinese woman and the Chinese man, which I should have just been politically correct and said they were two Asians at 5'1" and 5'3", and they just was devastating. Period. I don't know their names, but I'll never forget their faces, and they were just fucking devastating. They never fucking lost. In fact, they were kind of the father and mother of shoot fighting in Asia. I'm pretty sure Asians know what the fuck I'm talking about from the late 80s to the early 90s into the late 2000s, which is probably when they decided to just stop. I'm pretty sure they made enough money that they could have retired on and lived off of for the rest of their fucking natural life. But here's the thing. When I say this before, because I made movies, you guys can see them. A real fight, 3 minutes. You don't want that motherfucker to go more than 3 to 5 minutes, especially if you're fighting in the streets. Now, if you're trying to make money, yeah, you want that fight to go on because you don't want to be the undercard where everyone's like, oh yeah, this guy, he ends the fights too fast. But it's a catch-22 because in real life, you don't want to be in the street fighting a motherfucker for more than 5 minutes, especially if you get winded fast. If you ain't got a whole lot of cardiovascular strength, man, you're going to get fucked up. So you need to end that fucking fight as fast as you fucking can. Now, a lot of great warriors throughout time and space will tell you, mostly throughout time, not throughout space, but a lot of great warriors will tell you, if you read The Art of War, the faster you in a fight, the better your chances of surviving that motherfucker is. Same thing with Alexander the Great. They made a cartoon about it, but his main thing that he talked about in his diaries or whatever the hell you call that shit back then, was speed. And the faster that you can attack your enemy when they least expect it, the faster you can get through the battle, the better your chances of completing total victory. And same with Attila the Hun. That unexpected attack, read your warlords. Brush up on your warlords. Napoleon is probably the smallest warlord. I think he stood at maybe 5'1", maybe 4'11". I don't know. I don't care. But he was a pretty dangerous motherfucker. Hitler was pretty dangerous, and I don't think he stood more than 5'6", 5'7", which means he was taller than me. But here's the thing. In any fight on any given battlefield, the winner is not determined by his size. The winner is determined by his level of skill. And most of the time, see, if you've never fought somebody smaller than you, then you can't say that they can't beat your ass. If you've only fought people that are bigger than you and you're a fairly big guy yourself, then fighting somebody smaller than you might fucking surprise you. And that's the thing when it comes to fighting. As a fighter, I've never fought anybody smaller than me. And, well, for one, height-wise, there haven't been too many people smaller than me. Build-wise, there really isn't anybody smaller than me. But as far as height goes, everybody I've ever fought has been over 5'4". Everybody. And I'm only 5'3" and a half. I'm on the cusp, if you want to count that half. I'm the size of the average Asian woman in Vietnam. Everyone I fight, everyone I've ever fought in my life has been bigger than me. The whole point of me learning martial arts was so that I can beat people bigger than me. Size does not matter in a fight. Skill matters. Not strength, not speed. Your size and your ability to take a beating will be the key factor on if you are going to win this fight or if you're going to have to crawl to the hospital. Alright? It's just that damn simple. And as a martial artist, I'm kind of mad that Michael Jai White would say this size matters. I say, no, because in your movies, you've beaten people that are bigger than you. And I know that it's in the movie, and I know it's scripted for you to win, but I also know that you are a real martial artist in real life like myself. Now, unfortunately, like you, I haven't been in any tournaments, but I have fought in the streets. You have been in tournaments, and you've won, and knowing you as a black man, I'm sure a couple of black people in your neighborhood have tried you, and you've probably perfectly kicking their fucking ass, because black people like to try other black people who claim we know martial arts. It's just a given in any black neighborhood. If you know that one motherfucker that knows a little bit of karate, there are 5 or 6 motherfuckers on the block that want to test this motherfucker's skills. And why is that? Because black pride matters. That's why. That's right. Black pride matters. And sometimes, and I hate to say this, I've lived it, so I can say this. And if you think it's racist, it's fine. It's not racist because I'm half black. I haven't met too many black motherfuckers that have not wanted to fight me when they find out that I know karate. Oh, you know karate? Oh, you think you bad? It's the first damn thing they say. Oh, I can walk you through how many times on my hands and toes, how many black people in the projects have came up to me and said, oh, you think you bad? You Kung Fu Joe. You think you a bad motherfucker, huh? Let's go. And then I showed them some shit. And yes, they have been bigger than me. And y'all know who the fuck you are. Because you've never come back to fuck with me afterwards. And it's the same thing. It's always the same thing. It's always one of the big burly guys that thinks they're hot shit. And they're all solid. They don't have any fat. They're all cut up, badass, thinking they're hot shit. I'm fat. Right here, in this one fucking spot. That's the only fat I have. It's in the gut. I really got to get off that bread and got to do those sit-ups. But these motherfuckers, they come at you with all that Billy Badass bullshit, talking mad shit, talking about how they're going to fuck you up. Most of the time, they're fucking windbags. Straight up and down, they're fucking windbags. A good solid hit to the gut can bring them down. A good solid hit to the solar plexus, when this kill zone right here, if they can't breathe, they can't hurt you, it's done. If you break an elbow or a wrist or a shoulder bone, it's done. But most of the time, motherfuckers that's stronger than you always tries to outmuscle you. That is not how you fight. And for you martial artists who don't know this, don't fight someone else's fight. Fight your own fight. Guy throws a punch. All through here is a very sensitive area. If you get out the way, and strike that shit with a knuckle, 2 knuckles in the hands, the metacarpals, they're going to jerk back. And when they jerk back, you should probably already be on their ass. If they throw a punch and you sidestep, you clap that shit, one hand here, you pull with this side and you push with this, and it's bang, you break their fucking elbow, the fight's pretty much done. Because they can't focus to make a fist if their elbow is broken. It also slows down the flow of blood to the appendage that makes a fist. If you can't make a fist, you can't hit me back, so you better use your other one. And if I break that one, you better know how to use your goddamn feet. And if I break your kneecaps, I have won. But I'm not going to underestimate you, and I'm not going to stop. I'm going to set my knee in your throat until your face turns blue. I'm going to make damn sure that you don't ever want to come after me again. Period. Size does not matter in a fight. Your skill level does. If taught correctly, you should not have any worries. You need a little bit of fear when you're in the fight, but you don't need so much fear that you're petrified and that you can't fucking move, because that's going to be your ass on a slab. That means that you go in there and you're so scared, you're like, oh my god, this motherfucker's going to beat my ass. That motherfucker will beat your ass. If you go in there thinking, I got to survive this shit, I got to stop him the best damn way I can. I can't let this motherfucker hit me. I can't let this motherfucker beat me. I know he's stronger than me. I'm tougher. And this is where training comes in. If you know that you can take a beating, you ain't got nothing to worry about. If you know that you can't take a beating, but you can give one, well, here's that thing about being better at fighting. If you can give a beating, but you can't take a beating, then you need to end that fight as quickly as possible. Because if you can't take a beating and you fuck up, you will take a beating. You might not like the results, but you will take one. I have never had my ass beat in a real fight. And I'm going to tell you why. I take that fear of not making it through the next day into that battle with me. I know what I got to do. When we square up, if he's southpaw, I'm going to fight southpaw. I'm going to switch up on him in the middle of the fight. He's not going to fight my fight. I damn sure ain't going to fight his. But I know what I'm doing. And I'm not going to sit here and say the bigger they are, the harder they hit you. Because that's 1,000% true. The bigger they are, your ass ain't got to hold back. But you got to know what the fuck you're doing. Size in a fight is 11 to 1. Alright? It's like a heads or tails situation. Is this heads or tails? Because that's what's going to determine a fight. The flip of a coin. It landed on heads. Let me see if you guys can see that. Can you see that? Can you see that? No, you cannot. Because of the glare. But anyway, it landed on heads. Heads or tails? Heads I win, tails you lose. Learn how that sounds. Know exactly what I said. I said heads I win, tails you lose. That means there's no way in hell you're going to win when I fling that coin. Because I just double fucked you when I said heads I win, tails you lose. So how are you supposed to win that? It needs to land on the middle. If it lands on the middle, then that means you have a fighting chance. The chance of that actually happening and being filmed on camera is 1 in 0. Most likely it's 0. But I will tell you how fights work. In the movies, it's stage combat, which means the director already told you that you guys are going to go at it hardcore, and for the most of the movie, you're going to be beating the good guy's ass. Or it depends on how far you're in the movie. If it's the first encounter, you're probably going to fight to a draw. If it's the second encounter and the final encounter, then at the end of the movie, unless it's going to be a trilogy or something, the bad guy's probably going to lose. Alright? Now, if it's one of those movies where there's going to be 3 main fights in this movie, and the first goddamn fight, you're going to beat the holy fucking shit out of the good guy. The good guy's going to have to go find his teacher. His teacher's going to have to toughen him up, train him, and then you guys are going to have another encounter where he might fight you to a draw, and then something's going to happen and the fight's going to have to go in a different direction where you both are going to have to escape. And then when the final conflict comes, you're going to have this big, bad, major-ass fight for the beginning through most of the fight. The fight's going to be like 35 minutes long. But in that first 20 minutes of the fight, you're going to devastate the shit out of the good guy. You're going to be beating this guy 7 ways from Sunday, and then you're going to fuck up. And when you fuck up, he's going to start winning the fucking fight. And he's going to beat you, but he's not going to kill you until you decide that after he done beat you to death, you're going to pull out this fucking knife. And then you're going to charge at him in the back. He's going to bust this major league backflip. He's going to land on your shoulders and break your fucking neck and stab you in the eye with your own fucking knife. Sounds far-fetched, right? Because it is. That's what makes it a fucking movie fight. Alright? Now, in real life, you don't have a disseminated determination of who's going to win that motherfucker outside of the fact that your skills better be up to par. Because if they're not, and that guy across the battlefield skills up to par, he who hesitates meditates from the horizontal position. So, if you're not ready to fight, or if you haven't been in a fight in a long time, and someone just hauls off and knocks your ass the fuck out, I'm sorry, you just gotta take that L because he knocks you the fuck out. Now here's my thing, because I watch a lot of these fights on YouTube, and I don't give a fuck what you guys say, don't judge me. I'm not gonna call it like I see it, 1,000. If you beat somebody's ass, it is not necessary for you to kick them while they're down. But a lot of motherfuckers do it. I've watched them do it, and I cringe every time. I was like, there's no honor in that. You'd already beat him. Let the man lay there. You don't need to add the sauce to that shit. Because I'm a strong believer in revenge. And if you beat my ass, it's fine. But if you kick me while I'm down and I'm out and I'm completely defenseless, and you just decide I'm going to go ahead and kick this motherfucker because I done already whooped his ass, but I'm going to fuck him up, I can almost guarantee you, our second encounter, it's going to be the last thing you ever see. Because you kicked me while I was down. You have fed my fuel to come back and fuck your world up. And I guarantee you, if you beat me, you're only going to beat me once. Only once, because I'm like a fucking Saiyan. I'm going to come back, and I'm going to destroy you. But this time, it ain't going to be, you're going to kick me while I'm down. You're going to go down, and I'm not going to walk away. I'm going to disable your ass for the rest of your life, because that one little decision that you decided to kick me while I was down and out and completely defenseless, I'm going to do a whole lot worse to you. And I know you're all thinking, what does this have to do with Bruce Lee and Michael Jai White? I'm making a point about size, about honor, about moral right and wrong. There was nothing wrong with Michael Jai White saying that he could beat Bruce Lee. To most martial artists, we would guarantee that he would probably give Bruce Lee a hell of a run for his money. But I'm going to live in reality right now. And the reality is that everybody that's ever done a quick move like this, that has studied a martial art, has done a quick kick, thinks they can beat Bruce Lee. There's not a martial artist on earth, with the exception of me, who doesn't think that they could beat Bruce Lee. There isn't. If there is, besides me, you know, you let me know. And here's the reason why I don't think I could beat Bruce Lee. I live in reality. I was born a few days after he died. He died in July. I was born in August. I was born on the 23rd. He died on July the 30th. Here's the main reason why I don't think that I could beat Bruce Lee. I think that I could give him a run for his money. I'll say that. In my 20s, in my teens, when I was healthier, when I was at my peak, I could give him a run for his money. I would not win. But I'm man enough to say that I would not win. You've seen my video. You see me work nunchucks and a chain. But here's the thing about a weapon. A weapon in a fight is an advantage that can be taken from you at any time. If you're going against a person who is already a weapon, you're asking to die. And here's the difference between Chinese martial arts and American martial arts. In Chinese martial arts, in traditional wushu, gung fu, wing chun, everything that they teach their people, they train you to die. Period. They're not soft and cookie cutter like we are. They don't fucking play. Alright? So, does size matter? Fuck no. But skill does matter. And you've seen my skills in the other video. And if you've checked out any video I have, you're all looking at me, oh, you're corny, you're gay, you don't have the skills to set. And maybe I don't. To take on Bruce Lee. But to take on everyone else. There's a reason why there's a thing called martial artist. And then there's levels of martial artists. And then there's novice. And there's people who like to run their fucking mouth. And then when you show up at their doorstep, it's like, I never said that shit. I've been one of those people who have come to someone's doorstep for talking shit. I've also been one of those people who was an original mean mugger who would knock on somebody's door, and when they answered, I knocked their ass down because I didn't think I could beat them. And they wouldn't fuck with me anymore. And I know you're all thinking, you're still staying off topic, James. No, I'm perfectly on topic. I'm perfectly on topic with the Bruce Lee and Michael Jai White thing. I'm explaining something to you, and I'm hoping that you guys can read between the lines. When it comes to a fight, your skill level is everything. I can take any child from a dojo and put them against any one of my nephews after making this motherfucker watch Power Rangers for 3 damn days while this kid in the dojo has been there for 4 years. My nephew will beat their ass, and I'm going to explain why. The only thing my nephew is afraid of is losing. These guys want to be all technical and correct and shit. In a real fight, in a street fight, you don't have time for that shit. You need to be able to adapt on the fly. Michael Jai White is a great martial artist. Don't let him fool you. No, he's a great martial artist. You've seen all of his movies. Even the one where he's the pimp in the car. He has a cartoon. I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, he's a great martial artist. I'm not here to chunk him. But I am here to say that compared to skill level of today's martial artist, he's one of the most dangerous hands down. But back in the 70s and in the 60s when Bruce Lee was at peak level, no one can touch him. Today, yeah, we got a few martial artists that are great, that are well on their way to being the next Bruce Lee. But here's the thing. Showing off in front of the camera and fighting in the streets are not the same. I've done them both. When I showed off in front of the camera, I showed the video. I've made fight movies. Granted, they all suck. But I'm going to own that. They all suck and it's mostly my fault. My greatest project is sitting in the house of somebody in Alabama right now without my special effects and all the footage that I needed. It's all gone. I collected a bunch of guys. We did martial arts. We made movies. Okay? I choreographed a ninja fight for CLS and his brother in their rap video. I was in a rap video called Origami. They put me in the trunk of a car. I got my shirt though. See, I'm rocking it right now. But anyway, the whole thing is, you know, the conglomerate. I'm going to make a third video. And don't worry, I was going to make a third video regardless. The whole thing about being a martial artist is that one of the key points of martial arts is respect. There's not a martial artist on this earth that doesn't respect Bruce Lee. And if you are a martial artist that don't respect Bruce Lee, shame on you. Because if it's not for Bruce Lee, the only people that would know martial arts would not be people of color, would not be white people. It would be Chinese people and Japanese people. And Bruce Lee opened that door. He was not prejudiced. He was not racist. And I will start from there in the next video.